Hi, this is Rose, and today we're talking about the history of human branding. This video contains graphic discussions of burning people's skin off with hot objects, so if that is not something for you, this is not the video for you, nor is this the channel for you, really. So the history of human branding starts like the history of everything else in cuneiform. It's the oldest form of writing, and even if we look back at the oldest form of writing, we see branding present. So human branding is as old as written history. In the multicultural and multilingual economy of the ancient Near East, brands and tattoos were inflicted on slaves as a means of showing ownership, either human ownership or divine ownership, and also as a means of punishment. Once again, the economy and society of the ancient Near East was international and multilingual, and thus people would sometimes be marked in multiple languages. In ancient Rome, runaway slaves were branded FVG or FUG. Also in the Roman Empire, forced mine laborers, thieves, and gladiators in the arena were branded. In some cases, Christians were branded between the eyes and on the cheeks. This practice of branding on the face was eventually forbidden by Constantine I. We're going to move north and talk a little bit about Europe. In the 16th century, Catholics branded German Anabaptists with a cross on the forehead. Branding was used as a punishment in the British Isles from the time of the Anglo-Saxons until 1829. In 18th century England, one might be branded F for Freemaker or R for Rogue, among others. In France, slaves and convicts were branded with the fleur-de-lis, among other signs. Now we're going to move over to Asia. Russia extensively branded convicts from the 1700s up until 1863, when the practice was abolished and replaced with tattooing. Ceremonial branding on the shoulders and arms was, and still is, a religious ritual in India. And Chinese Buddhist monks have received ritual brands since at least the year 1280. This continued practice is even seen today in Taiwan and Vietnam. Looking at North America, in the 17th and 18th centuries, branding was common in the colonies. Sinners were branded on the cheek, shoulder, chest, hand, or forehead. They were branded for crimes like adultery, theft, blasphemy, or being a rogue or a vagabond. The revolutionaries branded loyals to the crown on the face, and slave owners liberally branded their human captives. The Confederates also used branding during the American Civil War. Trying to do research on the history of branding in Africa, I was not able to find a lot of sources, so if anyone has any information about that, I would love to know. I did learn that in late period Egypt, branding was used to mark people as property, whereas tattooing was more religious and decorative. During the transatlantic slave trade, the humans that were branded by African slave catchers might then go on to be branded again by traffickers and again by buyers. In summary, across history, the history of human branding is very dark. It has largely been used as a tool of oppression, but more positively in Asia as an expression of faith. To learn more about human branding and how it's much nicer today than it was in the past, please keep an eye out for future videos on this channel.